Kwam Ya Sharala Israel. What is happening today? We on this beautiful 6th day of the week. It's beautiful outside. Talking about today is railing accusations. A railing accusation, when you do these particular things, or when we do these particular things, a railing accusation is not good. You know what I'm saying? A railing accusation is like an insult. And when you insult somebody, as opposed to teaching them the right ways, showing them the things that they need to be shown so they don't do these particular matters, is very important. This way it comes for when you're doing the law, statutes, and commandments, it comes with edifying. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a railing accusation and you insult somebody, you could offend them. You could make them want to turn away from the law, statutes, and commandments if they wanted to follow it. If they are reading the law, statutes, and commandments, and you come to another man and you feel as though, well, you don't got it all, you come and insult him, you can't really do that, because you could stop somebody who builded up that courage to do something so much and so mighty, and yet you come with a insult and accusation. When you insult somebody, it's like, take for an example, a chef. A chef goes into the back of the kitchen and he's yelling at all of his workers, hey, why the onions is not cut up, why the temperature is not up to 450 degrees. He'll start cursing at these people and making them feel less of what they are because they not producing the work fast enough. But guess what? You have a bunch of people that's outside, the guests, they're waiting for their food. They didn't get their food yet. They hear the chef cursing and railing at his co-workers, and they mind what they're thinking is, are we gonna get our food today? Are we gonna eat today? You know what I'm saying? These type of things is the questions that people is gonna have when you come with a railing accusation. But when you come with meekness and you're a very humble soul, you're not too proud. At the end of the day, somebody could be able to receive a word that you're trying to pass on to them, as long as it's not a railing accusation. So this particular topic of the video, what we're talking about is railing accusations, spots, and blemishes. And we all have that. Railing accusations is not good. Again, we're not supposed to insult each other. According to the law, statutes, and commandments, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. So if I can't hate my brother in my heart, I must love him. The opposite of me hating him is loving him. So I have to love him according to the law, statutes, and commandments, and let him know, the ignorance, the foolishness, the sin that you are in right now is not good. And let me show you, according to the law, statutes, and commandments, how this is so. So this is what we're going to get into today. Shalom, bro. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? Yeah. Okay. I hope you're ready for it. I'm sorry, Israel. Microphone came off. Everything should be good, though. So, we're going to get into the law. Hold on, let me fix my mic. Make sure everything is good and everything can be heard. Okay. And we are back. He said he's ready for the kingdom of heaven. I hope he is. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, and I'm going to read from verse 11 through 14, and it reads, whereas, verse 11, whereas angels, which are greater in power and might. Bring not railing accusations against them before the Lord. So in other words, what Peter is letting us know, yo, us having God giving us good strength and power to understand a thing, you know, he gives us a mouth to speak, and our tongue is mightier than a sword. You can cut somebody just with your words alone. So when you insult somebody just off of your tongue, you can make somebody feel less of a person. You can make them want to even commit suicide. So because of these particular matters, us being angels, we don't come to nobody with a railing accusation. We're not coming to nobody to get them to repent and change their way over to God and change their way, and they change their bad habits by using railing accusations. That's not going to get them nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We got to use meekness. You got to be very humble with this, because you're dealing with people they have a lot of pride. It's a lot of pride that's built up inside of them. So as you being an angel of the Lord, and you coming out here and you coming to preach a word to somebody who you know has ignorance, just because you know they're ignorant doesn't give you the right to insult them. But if you know their ignorance and you know that they may not understand the thing, this is where you have to, you know, take yourself down a notch. Bring it to them where they can understand, where they would want to understand. You know, but not with railing accusations. To give you an example of what a railing accusation, according to the Bible, and this particular thing happened, this was actually for our learning. We're going to actually see this in the Bible, what a railing accusation is. So give me a second, let me get the precept for that. And that is we're going to go to we're in the New Testament already, but we are in the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 18 and 19. We're talking about a railing accusation and how this person decided not to use a railing accusation. So we're going to go into it as Matthew chapter 1, verse 18 through 19. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When, as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit. So before Joseph and Mary actually met each other, actually had sex, they never did. They was married. Now, according to the law, statutes, and commandments, you can have sex as long as you're married. But having sex outside of marriage and not being under that umbrella, that's fornication. You're fornicating your body with things that you're not supposed to be doing. So that's really considered you're unholy. You know what I'm saying? So because of this particular matter, Joseph and Mary was married. They was together, but they never had sex. So when he came to this point where he realizing his wife, who he is married to, who never had sex with, she is pregnant, and she's pregnant with child. But he's a natural man. He's a just man, but a natural man. I didn't have sex with this girl, and suddenly she's pregnant. How so? You know what I'm saying? So when a man normally sees this, especially in our day and age, the first thing they want to do is exploit the girl, put her business out there. If this happened to a female, she wants to exploit the man, put his business out there. You are using railing accusations instead of putting them in correction as far as edification. When you codify somebody, you systematize somebody with a law as the way you want them to be. But when you edify somebody according to the law, statutes, and commandments, they should want to convert themselves and change their way. So at this point, this man is saying his wife, she's pregnant, and I never slept with you. How is this so? So in his mind, you already know what he's thinking. We're going to go to 19. Let's see what he's thinking. Verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. So here it is, him being a just man, I'm seeing what's going on. I know that this baby that my wife has right now is not mine because I didn't lay with her. So instead of me putting her business out there and putting it out for the public to see, and making her, you know, at that time they used to stone women. Oh, you playing the harlot in the field? Yeah, we're going to stone you. There's no whoredom inside of the children of Israel. So because of this, Joseph decided to say, you know what, instead of me using a railing accusation, instead of me putting this girl business out there in the street, I'm going to put her away, but I'm going to do it privately. Nobody needs to see your business. So a lot of times what we have today, not only in men and women too, where we want to put each other's business out there. I feel as though you hurt my feelings or you did something wrong to me, and only way I can represent my name and my name can have a good name, and so nobody don't look at me as, oh, he did that to you, girl, or he did that to you, man, why you know what I'm saying? No, I want to go out here and I'm gonna exploit him. I'm gonna put this on social media. I'm gonna go out here and tell your father, your mother, your friends all of this, and it'd be a whole bunch of lies. It's just something to stir up strife, contention. You know what I'm saying? But when you do something privately, nobody sees your business. Can't nobody outside of the world really judge what's really going on. Only y'all two know what's happening. At least that's what Joseph and Mary was going to do. At least Joseph was thinking on doing this thing. Unfortunately, the angel of the Lord came down and spoke to this man and let him know, yo, listen, nobody never touched your wife. Nobody did anything of that sort. She is blessed with the Savior that's about to come through. So take her back. You dig what I'm saying? But at that beginning moment of time, I wanted to show you how we do not use railing accusations, how you do something privately. You keep your business under the wraps. Keep it away from people that's actually no good for you, because they're going to take your business and toss it all around. Your business will be from New York to California by the time you get done. You know what I'm saying? So these people that you run with is not good if they're not doing pure work. If they are forward, strange, and they're just willfully wrong, why are you running with them? You know what I'm saying? You'll mess around and realize that this person has so much spots on them, and that spot is rubbing off on you. You get that blemish. You don't want to be that. Now we're going to go back to 2 Peter. So I just wanted you to understand how a man, and before time, he didn't use no railing accusation against his wife, even though everybody's going to see this and everybody's going to look at me like, yo, at the end of the day, shorty's pregnant, you, congratulations. I can't even accept that, because at the end of the day, that's not mine. You know what I'm saying? But I got to sit here and eat that. So because of these particular situations, when you're doing something privately, yeah, you might have to eat something a little bit and sit with the fact that, yo, somebody tarnished your name or did something wrong to you. But you cannot do eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You cannot take your partner's business and put it out there into the world, especially if it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? This is verse 12 of 2 Peter. I'm sorry, I was on 1 Peter, y'all. I'm sorry. This is 2 Peter, verse 12. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Verse 13. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. Spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you. So at the end of the day, what Peter is letting you know, but these people, you come into a person as an angel of the Lord, you're not using no railing accusation, you're trying to let them know a thing. But these people is natural. They don't look at the spiritual of things. They only look out as the outside of appearance. So because of this particular matter, they looking at it and hearing you talk something good. Yes, it may sound to them like you're trying to change their way, but you're really not. You're letting them know about a thing. I see a spot on you that is really not good. I see you using yourself in an unreasonable way. It's not good. But these particular people would look at you and despise you. Nah, you bugging. You know what I'm saying? And what they don't realize is that the reward that they're going to receive is for their unrighteousness. And this unrighteousness is not a good token for you. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back to this. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed. Technically, you could have been destroyed, but instead God said, yo, I've got some mercy for you. I woke you up this morning. Why would I destroy you like that? I understand your ignorance. I'm going to bring somebody to you that got some sense, some kind of wisdom. They could be able to bring something to the light to show you, right? Speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. They don't even look at the fact of the matter of, God is watching over all of us. It doesn't have to even be light outside. In your darkest days, and you in your house, I don't care if you cut off all your lights. If you went in a closet to try to do some evil, God is going to see it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even take into the consideration that the evil that you are doing is also being seen. Whether it's being seen by another man, where somebody could be able to identify it and say, you know what, I just seen this person do something wrong, let me get away from this person. Nah, not that type. God can see anything. So it doesn't matter how you try to cover it, how you try to put it up under a mattress and do some evil, God is going to see that. You could put it in the closet, God is going to see that. So with these particular people, this is what they do. They come out here and riot. They don't even care. They don't care about the things that they are doing and who they are doing it in front of. They're not even considerate. You know what I'm saying? Spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. They are sport around and do these particular wicked matters and come around somebody else who's maybe sometimes want to do something wicked. They're not really all the way there yet, but they entertain it. You can't entertain somebody who's actually doing evil. You are not. That is unlawful according to the law, statutes, and commandments. But we're going to get into that. So at the end of the day, these people that's doing this as a sport, this is fun for them. And after they come and do something wicked, they find a friend that somebody else can understand them and go to their house, sit down with them and talk with them, eat with them. But my thing is this, to ask you a question. If you are chilling with somebody who has a spot, and this blemish is starting to come on you and rub off on you, instead of you correcting it and just sitting next to it, if that person did wrong to somebody else and that was their friend, what makes you think, or how long do you think it's going to take before it happens to you by this person? You know what I'm saying? But check this out. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 10. Let me get the precepts of people that's sporting themselves and doing these particular wicked acts. Proverbs chapter 10 verse 23. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding hath wisdom. So here it is. Solomon is letting you know it's as sport for a person to do mischief. It's cool for this. This is good because guess what? Somebody get to see that you did something wrong. You made somebody hurt. You made somebody cry. You exploited. You exposed their business and their information and showed how nasty they are, how trife they live in. And guess what? Somebody come and pat you on the back. And these people continue to do it because it's some laughter in it. But not really realizing you're really destroying somebody that actually was innocent in a situation. You told your part of the story about somebody and you was cool with this. But you did not tell the whole story. You did not tell the whole truth. You know what I'm saying? Or you're coming with a real accusation, something that you may assume, the thing that you may not understand. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times these people will come and sport this. They don't care about being evil. They don't care about who they do it in front of. They love to riot in the daytime. They love to put themselves out there and do something wicked, right? So here it is, Solomon. When I read that, I was like, wow, that's crazy. It is as sport to a fool to do mischief. It's a sport for a person to do mischief. It's okay to come out here and do wicked. It's okay for me to curse out my brother and my sister. How you doing? Shalom, bro.
Well, I'm glad to see you.
Thank you, man.
That's what's wrong with us tonight is too evil.
That's right.
It's a troubled world.
Yes, it is, and I'm trying to clean it up.
The Lord good.
Yeah.
You got to pray all the time.
That's right.
I thought my granddad I thought he was sick. I was sick.
Yeah, but yo, check it though. Before you go, you said we got to pray all the time, right? And what is according to that praying?
The Lord got to pray for everybody.
We got to pray for everybody, but not also do we only have to pray. After we pray, we have to teach that. So at the end of the day, if I can pray all day for you and say, yo, I hope this man catch fish today. But guess what? If I don't go out there and show you how to catch that fish,
yeah.
Did I really do my part?
You got to thank him for everything.
You got to thank him for everything.
My granddad said he needed to pray all the time.
And that's right.
I thought the old man was crazy. Now I see.
Now you see and you get the point.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I got to go and take my wife hospital today.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What-
my name Leroy Isaac. What's your name?
My name is Anthony. I'm a son of the Most High God.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you have a good day.
Well,
And after you catch fish,
Well,
I hope you could send some young men so we could catch fishes of men so we could turn this evil out.
You know one thing? You can pray all you want.
Hmm.
The devil will stay here. He ain't
Of
gonna-
course, but we got to come together and
Yeah,
fight.
but it's hard to. I don't know. I ain't gonna say that.
Don't worry, you'll get it. You'll catch me out here all day, every day.
Lord good though.
Yes, he is, all the time.
I done had, you know how many operations I had? I done had 6 operations.
Okay,
Still going.
okay,
I had 2 heart attacks.
okay.
I don't know, boy. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. It was trouble.
Yes, it
I
is.
asked the Lord. I can spell the word, but I can't pronounce the word. I had brain damage, 69.
Okay,
I ain't worried about no money. Money ain't shit.
right. It ain't.
I can get money,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't keep it.
Got it.
Fast as you get it, you got to spend.
You got to spin it.
The Lord is good.
That's right.
I ain't worried about no money. I got a house down south.
Mm-hmm.
I pay $1,000 for one family house down south.
Okay.
I ain't worried about no money. Money ain't got.
Yep. That's right. That's only going to
get
corrupt
it,
us.
You can get the money, but you can't keep it.
That's right.
You got to thank the Lord for every minute.
Mhm.
My granddad said he needed prayer all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was crazy. Now I see.
Yep. Yep.
He was telling the truth.
Yep.
He was a preacher too.
That's
And
right.
everything you tell me, I tell how you know all this.
Uh huh.
He told me everything you said coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, all right, old man. You tell me everything you said coming to me.
Got
Okay,
it.
young man.
You have a good one, all right?
Well, every day good, as long as I wake up.
That's right.
I thank him for the good every day.
That's right.
I got to go and take my wife to the hospital.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so Israel, as you can see, but a man of understanding hath wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we can't sport ourselves around and do these unrighteous willings of things. You know, we can't take our brother and our sister and, you know, tarnish the name that they got, the thing that they are trying to do. If things didn't work out, or whatever the case may be, you separate yourself and you do those things privately. Even when you have friends, you don't do certain things and use an insulting approach to somebody. You know, sometimes us as friends, we'll say things off out of our mouth, but it's not really coming from our heart. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, you have to know the difference. You have to understand the difference. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go back to 2 Peter. I'm going to finish up that last little verse and I'm going to give you the law. So I stopped at 13. I'm going to go back to 13. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness as they that counted pleasure to riot in the daytime. Spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings, while they feast with you, having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unsuitable souls, and heart that they have exercised with covetous practices. Cursed children. These people practice this thing in their heart on how to deceive somebody. All right, this didn't work on this person, but if I remember back in a couple of years ago, I said this and it kind of worked. So you know what? I'm going to use this old tactic of wickedness or some sin to come over somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do these particular things? Verse 14, having eyes full of adultery, just wanting to be everywhere. I'm cool with this person. I'm cool with that person. Nobody has no type of order. You dig what I'm saying? You just parading yourself around from one man, one girl, just recycling each other. Next thing you know, we might as well not even call each other men and women. We might as well just be called recycling bins. That's it. We are that natural human recycling bins. I recycle you, I break up with you, I take another girl, but she's coming from somebody else that's battered and bruised and hurt. I take another girl and get rid of her because I'm tired of her and I'm gonna put her business out there, the reason why I'm not dealing with her. These type of things. People build this up in their heart and then let me figure out how I can use this on somebody else. Spots and blemishes. Don't be with these type of people. These type of people will rub off on you in the wrong way and you don't even know that. You might even be cursed. As he said, cursed children. So guess what? This person that got a blemish, only reason you got this blemish is because you didn't say nothing. You didn't rebuke it. You were supposed to actually put that person in correction. When you see them talking evil about their brother and their sister, I don't care about your feelings as far as what you did, because according to the law, statutes, and commandments, you were supposed to be serving God. You wasn't supposed to be serving men. But this is what we do. So according to that, being that you serve this, instead of me coming into you with an insulting word, let me come at you with the law, statute, and commandment. So now we're going to go into the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus is also known as the book of Exodus, called the law. Let me just show you so that way you can be able to understand. As you can see, right? So it's not going to say this is the book of Matthew. Book of Matthew, it doesn't says law in it. But when you go into the first 5 books, it's going to let you know this is the book of the law called. This is the book of the law called. So you want to see Genesis is called the book of the law. You see Exodus called the book of the law. Leviticus, the book of the law. Deuteronomy, the book of the law. Numbers, it's the law. So when you go to the law, only way you could be able to admonish your neighbor is you take these particular words from the law. So how you go about not insulting a person and actually bringing them in, trying to convert them, actually seeing if they want to put on that color purple. You know, the color purple is not solely about power. It's not all about royalty. It's not about courage. It's not about that. The color purple is also known as transformation. When you take yourself and you transform yourself from evil to something good, that color purple is being shown. That's what the people want to see. I'm not going to go to nobody's war and get a Purple Heart, a Medal of Honor, just because I fought a war and I was brave enough to save some soldiers that shouldn't have been going into a war and fighting for the first place. You know what I'm saying? So when you do a transformation according to God, you're doing that transformation, and this is a transformation called that color purple. Not the movie, not like Whoopi Goldberg. He ain't expecting you to cut your eyebrows off or nothing like that. But you might have to cut out a little wickedness. You might have to cut off a few friends. You might even have to cut off parents. Certain loved ones that you had around you that you thought was going to be in your corner. Somebody that you thought that did not have a spot or a blemish. Somebody that you thought was so clean. And then when you come to find out a thing, you realize that this person has so much spots on them and they was trying to destroy you. And God trying to pull you away from that. You know what I'm saying? And the way he pulls you away from that is he show you their particular acts. And once you see these particular acts and you do the law, you are supposed to rebuke it. So, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 23. Let me show you something. The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2 and 3. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, to wrest judgment. Rest, W-R-E-S-T, like wrestling. You're not supposed to take judgment of loving your neighbor as you love yourself and turn it from its true meaning. God didn't say go ahead and love your enemy. God didn't say let somebody that got a spot love them. No, he said rebuke them. So when you love them, you putting them into the correction of the law, statutes, and commandments. I have to let you know, yo, listen, if you going to use railing accusations against people, you want to put people business out there publicly, I cannot run with you according to the law of Exodus 23 verse 2. I cannot run with a person that's willing to do evil. I cannot run with a person that's willing to turn God's laws into another meaning. I can't do that. Not only this, right? Verse 3. Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. I can't take and say, if a girl say, yo, listen, I left this man because, you know, he didn't want to be with me no more, and I decided to go and be with somebody else, and this person I want to be with. But guess what? This person that you went with has so much spots on them, and they want to try to figure out, instead of trying to hear both sides of the story so they can get the truth, they might take that one side of the story. You know, us as people, we've been hurt so much that we try to look for somebody else to give us a pat on the back, tell us, yo, everything is going to be okay. And to tell you the truth, at the end of the day, nothing is going to be okay. If somebody comes and puts you in remembrance of, yo, you know what, but you deserve to have better, you can get better, somebody else is going to come in your life and they're going to take good care of you, and things of this nature, you know. Nobody's gonna shoot on to actually ask and try to figure out why did this particular situation happen. You know what I'm saying? Why are you going through this? Instead of me bigging you up and giving you an attaboy and saying, yo, you know, you left this particular person, or you know, whatever the case may be, that people turn the law from its true meaning. At the end of it, neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. You can't big nobody up in the evilness that they're doing. Somebody that does evil, you can't pat them on the back and say, oh, yo, you did good. According to the law, you could you're going to die for that. That is not good. We're going to go to Leviticus chapter 5. Let me explain to you why this is not good. Leviticus chapter 5 verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is a witness, whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. I'm going to read that again. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is witness, whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity. So if you don't tell a person, yo, listen, you turning God's laws from its true meaning, you are actually out here using railing accusations and making somebody feel offended. If I hear this and I know that you did this and I don't say nothing about it, I'm going to have to bear that iniquity. I'm going to have to deal with that trouble. Somebody's going to come to me and say, well, you know what? Being that you're running with this person and this person happened to hurt my feelings, I want to come and fight. They're not going to just come and fight that one person. They're coming to fight you too, because you hung with them. You listened to the story that they was talking about you of. You know what I'm saying? And this is that person who got the blemish. Instead of them saying something, they just took it on. You know what? That's all right. You can sit at my table. You come to my house and tell me your problems. And a lot of times people just really want to be nosy. This ain't really nothing of them trying to really teach you anything. They're not going to teach you anything. They just want to hear what's going on. They want to hear your problems that you got. They got problems too, but yours seem a little bit juicier. I could be able to tell somebody else your story compared to me telling my story. I'm not going to embarrass myself, but I'll show your spot. I'll show your blemish. You dig what I'm saying? And according to the law, we are not supposed to do that. Now we're going to go to 1 Samuel.
Casper, come on.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 23. Moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord in season to pray for you. But I will teach you the good and the right way. So when I was telling the old man that was standing here a little earlier, I don't know if y'all heard it or not, and he said all we have to do is pray. At the end of the day, I can pray for you as much as I want. To tell you the truth, I can pray for anybody, but that's just a weak nature if I just pray for you. Not only are we required to pray, but after I pray and thank God, help me to deliver this message to those that's actually stuck in this destitution. Somebody that don't know wisdom. Somebody that's just out here rioting themselves as a fool and just doing mischief. Help me do this. And not only do I ask him in this prayer, help me do this, I'm going to come out here and teach that I learned. How can a person learn anything if you're just praying for them? They're not going to learn it like that. They're not even going to pray for themselves. So we have to do these particular things, especially if you're an angel of the Lord. You're not coming with a railing accusation. You're going to pray. You're going to learn a thing or two. After you learned a thing or two, you want to come out here and you want to save your brothers and your sisters, your kindreds, the people that look like you. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart at all. So you're supposed to love your brother and your sister, everybody. This is a job, Kwam Yasharala. I know we could be better than this, and I just wanted to put it out there to let it be known. A lot of times we run with people who got so much spots on them. We run with and we become those people who try to build them up and try to pick them up because we're not given the law. We think that this is right for us to do as a friend. It is not. If you're not rebuking them according to the law, statutes, and commandments and putting them in correction about talking about each other, about deceiving each other, things of that nature, that is harsh. Insulting people is harsh, but God's words never hurt at all. It teaches us, it edifies us, it corrects us, so we can all be able to grow. Not just one person, everybody. As long as we have one counselor, which is God over us, and we are willing to learn, we can be able to do anything in this world. Kwam Yasharala, Israel.